in a motor accident during a big match event. The President congratulates the security divisions for the contributions extended to stabilize the country. Imported milk powder at reduced prices available in the market from today. Talks between the trade union leaders in petroleum sector and the former President. Veteran actor Amarasiri Kalansurya passes away. ChannelEye Rupavahini of the national television gets underway in Nuwara from today. The United States severely affected by a major tornado. Now for those and other stories in detail. President Ranil Wickremesinghe extends his gratitude to the security forces divisions for their efforts to prevent the parliament being taken over by violent protesters, as well as to prevent the country becoming ungovernable.
The President, at a speech delivered to security divisions today, also said that due to the commitments of the security forces, it has been possible to bring the country to a stable level at present. The President has delivered the address at the Air Force Base in Anuradhapura. He was welcomed by a guard of honour at the Sri Lanka Air Force upon arrival at the premises. The President has clarified on the government's economic programme as well as on the support extended by the International Monetary Fund. The President has also congratulated the security forces personnel for the massive contributions extended by them to create the present-day stability in the country. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that he praised all members of the security forces for fulfilling their duties and preventing the country from falling into anarchy. He also stated that during his presidency, no one will be allowed to breach the law and order of the country. He emphasized that he will prioritize doing what is right over doing what is popular, and that presenting popular ideas can lead to the destruction of the country. The President made these remarks during his address to the tri-forces and police officers and other rankers at the Air Force Base Anuradhapura as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. President Ranil Wickremesinghe asserted that no one is entitled to engage in violent protests on the streets, but all political parties have the right to express their opinions or criticize him in a peaceful manner. He emphasized the importance of doing the right thing and mentioned that they presented the International Monetary Fund agreement to the Parliament to assess whether the parliaments have the courage to make the right decisions for the betterment of the country. The President referred to the International Monetary Fund agreement as an example and expressed his expectation for everyone's assistance in making the IMF program successful. He also stated that if the country adopts a fresh approach and embarks on a new journey, it can achieve significant development within the next 25 years. The President asserted that Sri Lanka will win the economic war similar to the successful fight against terrorism, adding that measures would be taken to establish economic independence in the country. President Ranil Wickremesinghe has acknowledged that the armed forces and police will continue to play a crucial role in achieving economic independence and also assessed the actions of the armed forces and police in maintaining law and order last year. The President expressed gratitude towards the armed forces for fulfilling their responsibility, as without their efforts, Sri Lanka would have become an anarchic state. He also mentioned that the ongoing competition between world powers is affecting the Indian Ocean, and he intends to take action as the President to protect Sri Lanka from this influence. The President also emphasized that future military situations can be shaped by technology and knowledge unlike in the past. He highlighted the need for the armed forces and police to be equipped with modern technology and knowledge to overcome future challenges. The President initiated the Defence 2030 program, aiming to strengthen the defence forces of Sri Lanka. The President also announced that stringent laws will be introduced to combat the drug scourge and no amnesty will be granted to drug offenders. The President said that he had instructed the Minister of Law and Order, Tiran Alas, and Justice Minister Vijayadasa Rajapaksa to take strict action against such offenders and to utilize the support of the armed forces in this effort. Now, 2 school children were killed at a motor car show during a bridge match encounter in Badulla.
6 more students were injured and the Badul General Hospital says conditions of 2 of them were serious. Today was the second day of the big match cricket tournament between Yuva Central College and the Dharmadutta Central College at the Badula Public Esplanade. Police were reported to have warned the students who were arriving in the town in a row of vehicles to watch the big match to hold the procession. However, the students proceeded to a location reserved for recycling of garbage near the cricket grounds to conduct a road show. The accident has taken place at this instance. The injured students were admitted to the Badula General Hospital. One student was reported to have died before admission to the hospital. The hospital director says the other injured student has died due to severe injuries sustained in the head. The deceased were advanced level students of Dharmadutta College, Ravindu Lakshana Jayatilaka and Harindra Rupmal de Silva. The Badula police station is conducting a special investigation into the incident.
Veteran actor Amarasiri Kalansurya has passed away at the age of 82 years at his Jaila residence today. He was born in Kandy on the 20th of September 1940 and received his education from the Dharmaraja College, Kandy. Kalansurya, as he was endearingly called Kalan, has been a beloved character in both cinema and teledrama. His first cinematic appearance was in the film Hantane Katava, together with Vijay Kumaratunga. He was adjudged the best actor for his excellent acting performance in the Ahaskagu movie in the year 1974. Amarasiri Kalansurya also appeared in Akkarapaha, movie directed by Lester James Peris and Nimmalala of Ranjit Lal. He has won the OCIC and Sarasavi awards for his excellent acting abilities in the movies Parityagya and Apeksha. He received the Presidential Award for the Best Supporting Actor for his role in the film Pooja in the year 1986. In the field of teledrama, he had excelled in the teledrama Dimutumutu, directed by D.B. Nihal Singha. Amarasiri was also engaged in the business sector and was a father of 3 children. Remains now lie at a private funeral parlour in Borella. The funeral will take place at the General Cemetery, Borella, next Monday evening.
The funeral of senior musician Sangeet Nipun Professor Sanat Nandasiri was held at the General Cemetery, Borella, this evening. The remains of the late artist kept at residence First Lane in Old Kottawa Road, Ambuldenia Nugegada, were brought to the University of Aesthetic Studies this morning for the students to pay their last respects. A large number of people have shown their final respects on this occasion. Professor Sanat Nandasiri was 81 years old at the time of his demise. He had received higher education in music from India. Sangeet Nipun Sanat Nandasiri had successfully completed his professional career as a school teacher and a university lecturer. Most popular songs sung by the versatile singer included Mage Ratata Daladahimi Saranai, Mamanam Asai Ahana Nayana, Lasanam Napeninne and Game Kopikade Dena Depatte. The position he held last was the Chancellor of University of Aesthetic Studies. Late Professor Sanat Nandasiri was said to have played a prominent role in nurturing classical music and songs. He had been successful in fulfilling a yeoman's service to enrich the field of arts in Sri Lanka. The body was lying in state at the premises of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation from 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Association of Milk Powder Importers say consumers will receive the benefit of reducing the price of imported milk powder with effect from today. The government has taken measures recently to reduce the price of a kilogram of imported milk powder by 200 rupees and a 400-gram quantity by 80 rupees. Permission has been granted with effect from today for those engaged in household and minor-scale production of consumer items to sell their produce by the roadside. Ministry of Transport, Highways and Mass Media say this permission has been granted only during the festive period. Accordingly, roadside sales activities are permitted from today until the 12th of this month. However, engagement in such activities in special areas should have to be conducted under the approval and supervision. Meanwhile, it has been reported that farmers are experiencing severe difficulties due to not being able to sell their vegetable produce at the Dambulla Special Economic Centre. Farmers from all parts of the island, including Jaffna, were reported to have brought large quantities of fruits and vegetables to Dambulla. Traders say buying of vegetables was at a relatively high level today. The Dambulla Special Economic Centre requests traders to come to the centre to purchase the plentiful incoming vegetable stocks for the festive season. Fish prices in Puttalam have gone down appreciably as a result of the reduction in fuel prices. Price of gold has also come down today. The price of a 22-carat gold sovereign was recorded at 162,800 rupees. The price of a 24-carat gold sovereign has also declined to 177,000 rupees. The prices of 22 and 24-carat sovereigns were recorded at 165,000 rupees and 180,000 rupees respectively yesterday.
Now, trade union leaders of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, whose duties have been suspended, met former President Mahinda Rajapaksa at his official residence in Vijayarama today. 20 trade union leaders have been sent on compulsory leave as a result of engaging in a Satyagraha campaign and a work stoppage organized by the trade unions of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation recently. The meeting was conducted to discuss on this issue. Parliamentarian Gamini Lokuge was also present on this occasion. Parliamentarian Gamini Lokuge said that members of their trade union have no connection with the strike. However, they have arrived to discuss on the situation with former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. He added that the former president at the talks said that they would try to deal with the issue as some of their party members are also involved in the trade union action.
Sundara Nuvaraliya Salalihini Vasanta 2023 inaugural ceremony was held in the vicinity of the Gregory Lake this morning. The festive event will be conducted for a period of nearly 1 month. The program has been jointly organized by the National Television and the Nuvaraliya Municipal Council for a period of around 2 decades. The official broadcasting assistant is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The inaugural session was conducted under the leadership of Central Province Chief Secretary Gamini Rajaratna this morning. Director General Asanga Jailath of the National Television has recalled how the Sri Lankan public was deprived of the opportunity to engage in recreational activities in the past 3 years. He He added that, however, with the organizing of the ChannelEye Vasante festival, the people are once again accorded the opportunity to have fun and frolic. Horse races, fashion displays, boat and jet ski competitions, exotic flower exhibitions, home gardening contests, helicopter tours and restaurants are among the host of special highlights received exclusively for the visitors.
Now, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa says none of his party members would join the government. Addressing a regional public gathering of the Samikujana Balavega in Dehiwala yesterday, he has accused the government of trying to take into their fold the MPs of the SJB. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that a conspiracy is underway to destroy the main opposition of the country. He added that he came to know of preparations to buy a single parliamentarian for a sum of 200 million rupees. He has questioned whether these 200 million rupees are intended to build the country. He has stressed that no opposition member will join the government and instead government members would gradually come to join the opposition.
Here are more local news items in brief. The 2023 Alut Sahal Mangalya will be conducted in front of the Jai Shri Mahabodhi in Anuradhapura tomorrow. President Ranil Wickremesinghe will preside over the event. Conducting of traditional rituals in connection with the event has commenced this morning under the patronage of Minister Mahinda Amaravira. A suspect known by the names of Sarat, Mohammed and Asis, who is believed to have been the chief cashier of the narcotics drug ring of organised criminal Ratmalane Kuduanju, currently hiding in Dubai, has been placed under detention until the 6th of this month, when he was produced before the Kadwala Magistrates Court today.
Now, Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that the Prevention of Terrorism Act would be replaced by a new act. Public support for the new bill will be sought. The Prime Minister adds that the draft bill, based on public opinion, is scheduled to be presented to Parliament in due course. Meanwhile, public representatives say that the new act would violate people's rights. Parliamentarian Lakshman Kiriyala said that when one looks at the act, it is clear that government will be having powers to turn every citizen into a terrorist. The media institutions are especially likely to be confronted with problems. Every segment in the society will be subjected to repression. Minister Vijay Dasa Rajapaksa said that they are compelled to ask the questions as to why India is having a terrorism act. Similarly, a question could also be posed as to why the United States is having an anti-terrorism act. Astrologers are unable to predict at what time the terrorist would unleash attacks. Some Tamil nationals have been unsaturated as terrorists. Meanwhile, the peaceful protest has been conducted against the forthcoming Prevention of Terrorism Act at the Polduva Junction in Bathramula this morning. Now, mass media in Germany was reported to have made a negative analysis on Sri Lanka's tourism industry recently. The Sri Lanka Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority has made a clarification on the true situation at a special media briefing yesterday.
The tourism industry is one of the sectors that cause a direct impact on the present-day world economy. This is a factor common to Sri Lanka as well. A gradual increase in the number of tourist arrivals in Sri Lanka has been witnessed at present. This progressive situation directly as well as indirectly affects the economy of the country. 323,175 foreign tourists have visited Sri Lanka by the 28th of March this year. However, the anticipated tourist arrivals for the month of March was only 90,000. The Tourism Development Authority further says a marked increase in the number of foreign tourists visiting Sri Lanka has been recorded after the year 2019. It adds that this is a victory achieved by the tourism sector in Sri Lanka.
Will generate greater traffic mainly from Europe, and also going a step further, we are trying to develop markets like Japan and Korea, where there's potential for the Buddhist trail to be followed. And also the market segment is quite different, because we are trying to match the demand and supply to increase the numbers, and also product development wise, we are developing products, identify the demand in each market, the market segment. Another area is sports tourism. There are clubs which will come over here, play friendly games, where they will come with their families, spend 2 to 3 weeks in Sri Lanka touring around, playing cricket and so on. To the Promotions Bureau, this year we are targeting 1,000 bloggers to come in from different markets into Sri Lanka, and we feel rather than us telling them like they have done, let them experience exactly what Sri Lanka offers, whether what's been portrayed there is true or false, and let them go back and report. That will carry more respect as well as acceptability in those particular markets. If you go to the YouTubes and social media, 95% what has been reported by those who have visited Sri Lanka are very positive. They encourage others to come to Sri Lanka. They say positive things about Sri Lanka, people of Sri Lanka, and the attractions, value for money destination, all that's portrayed.
So in our research studies, what we are doing together with the Sri Lanka, with the Colombo University here, Department of Economics, there's a section specialized on tourism development. And this research goes into the deep depth analyzing what is the situation in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka had at its peak 2.3 million tourists. There are certain obstacles which are put in the way of promoting Sri Lanka in a bigger way. And unfortunately, the German travel advice has given extreme negative picture about Sri Lanka. In our research, we have estimated the damages what Sri Lanka had occurred from the beginning of this year until March. It lies between 40 million to 50 million US dollars, which Sri Lanka's tourism sector has lost due to this negative reporting in their respective websites. If Sri Lanka one day can generate 9 million tourists, that is also a model study what we have, you will not have to go to the IMF. The country, the island will not have to go to the World Bank. You don't need creditors. With 9 million tourists coming to Sri Lanka with a spending of about $250 per day, imagine 9 million tourists are coming, calculated on 10 days. The budget is covered, and the GDP contribution to the state is on number 1, generated by tourism.
Welcome back on Foreign News. A major tornado tore through the Arkansas state capital Little Flock, flipping cars, smashing roofs and toppling trees.
Local officers said one person was killed, and the city's mayor reported that at least 24 people were injured. The US government's Storm Prediction Center said that more than 40 tornado reports were made across 6 states yesterday night. Several flights at Chicago O'Hare International Airport were delayed or cancelled as passengers were told to take shelter due to what it described as severe weather. Extensive damage was reported in parts of the South and Midwest, with the states of Arkansas and Missouri declaring states of emergency.
At least 11 people died in Karachi's Baldia town neighborhood when needy women with children flocked to a factory distributing arms. Pakistani police said at least 11 people have been killed in a stampede during the distribution of food aid in the southern Pakistani town of Baldia, one of several such incidents in recent weeks as the country's economic crisis bites. They also said the death included 5 women and 3 children, while 5 other people were hospitalized following the incident, which occurred at the charity-run distribution site set up at the local factory yesterday. The senior police officer in western Karachi's Baldia town neighborhood said the stampede happened when needy women with children flocked to a factory distributing arms.
Now, the Shenzhou 15 astronauts on board China's Tiangong space station completed their third spacewalk on Thursday. The three-man crew has been living in orbit for 4 months since they docked with the space station on the 30th of November in 2022. The Shenzhou 15 mission is completing the last stages of the space station's construction and starting the first stage of its long-term goals and missions. In the past 4 months, with the cooperation of ground personnel, the Shenzhou 15 crew has completed various tasks, including continuous maintenance of the manned environment, in-orbit repairing and installation of the equipment for extravehicular material exposure tests. The scientific experiment projects in the space station have advanced as planned and have obtained initial results. The astronauts recently completed successful in-orbit tests for a free-piston Stirling thermoelectric converter with comprehensive technical indicators such as the thermoelectric conversion efficiency reaching an advanced international level. The Stirling thermoelectric converter is a new technology in spacecraft power supply and can efficiently convert thermal energy into electric energy, thus reducing a spacecraft dependent on solar energy. The technology has broad application prospects for future manned lunar and deep space exploration missions. The Shenzhou 15 crew will return to Earth in June. China will launch 3 further missions bound for the space station this year, including visits by the cargo craft Tianzhou 6 and the manned Shenzhou 16 and Shenzhou 17 spaceships.
On sports news, inaugural session of the cricket tournament of the Attorneys at Law of South Asia has commenced in Colombo recently. 8 teams compete in the tournament.
Only one team of Sri Lanka will be represented at the tournament to be conducted at the CCC, BRC and Colts ground in Colombo. The other contenders of the tournament are Bangladesh, India and Pakistan. The inaugural ceremony was attended by Minister of Justice Vijayadasa Rajapaksa, Chief Justice Jayanta Jayasuriya, Chairman of the National Sports Council Arjuna Ranatunga and Chairman of the Sri Lanka Cricket Shami De Silva. The 54th cricket encounter between Dharmashoka and Sri Devananda colleges of Ambalangoda has commenced today. The Dharmashoka team has won the toss and decided to bat first. The Indian Premier League cricket tournament for the year 2023 has commenced yesterday. The first match was between Chennai Super Kings and Gujarat Titans teams. The Super Kings team has scored 178 runs for the loss of 7 wickets in 20 overs. A speedy 92 runs, including 9 sixes and 4 boundaries, was collected by Ruturaj, Mohammad Shami, Rashid Khan and Alzhar Joseph to 2 wickets each. Gujarat Titans won the match by 4 wickets after chasing the 179-run target. Shubman Gill and Rajdran took 3 wickets. The match was played in Ahmedabad in India.
That's all the news we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at the very same time for the very latest on Channel I. I'm Dilanjali, together with Niket, signing off. Good night.
Good night.